Welcome to another interesting episode of your mathematics time with Miss Mo. Okay, so what we do basically on this channel is that we guide pupils, students who are preparing for their common entrance, WAEC, JAB, NECO, GC, you name it. We guide them in core subjects in having or achieving academic success. Okay, we also guide our teenagers, our young adults in being better leaders of tomorrow. Okay, so the whole world needs good leaders. Nigeria needs good leaders. We need good leaders all over the world. You can be one of them. Okay, so you have a lot of skills to learn on this channel to make you a better person in future. Okay, also parents can also learn one or two parenting skills here. Parenting skills can be learned. Okay, so whenever you tune into this channel, you have a lot of things to learn in your academics and how to relate in your outside world. Okay, so this morning, what are we discussing in mathematics? We are discussing fractions. All right, so what is fraction? Fraction is one or more equal parts of a whole. Okay, so or simply put, you can say fraction is a numerator over a denominator. Okay, so let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is fraction. When you see a number like this, it is fraction. Okay, so fraction is very important in our society. The Egyptians have their own part, have their own story to tell when it comes to fraction. Okay, and also Romans and other parts of the world, they have one or two stories to tell about fraction because fraction is very important in our day-to-day activities. We cannot do without it. You have been using fractions in your day-to-day activity, but you have not taken note of it. I know, yes, you have not taken note. Okay, so fraction is a very important topic in mathematics that cannot be overlooked. All right, so fraction again is one or more equal parts of a whole. Okay, so we have 1 over 2. You can simply describe it again as a numerator over a denominator. Okay, so the one up here is called numerator. Okay, and this one is called denominator. Okay, so 1 over 2 is an example of fractions. Okay, so I have a circle here. This circle is representing a birthday cake. Alright, so we want to share this and relate it to how we, use it on a daily basis without taking note of it. So you went to a friend's party and this is the cake she baked. Alright, she's your best friend, she likes you, and she's giving you this part. The shaded parts are the ones she's giving you. Okay, let's go like this and this. Okay, and this cake is already shared into how many parts? Let's count starting from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, this cake is being parted into 10 places, and she's telling you to take this side, and this side. All right, so how many parts are you going home with? The whole of the cake is divided into 9. It's been shared into 9, partitioned into 9. All right, so we have our 9 written down parts. The cake has been shared into 9 parts, and you're going with 3 parts. Okay, so that means you're going with 3 out of 9 parts. So you write a 9 underneath. So we have 3 out of 9. That means your friend is so generous. She's giving you 3 out of 9 parts of the cake. Okay, all right, so let's assume after some, when you're going home or so, she just decided to add 1 or 2 to the cake, and she's asking you to take another part added to the one you have before. So you're taking this part now and this part, the shaded area. All right, so this shaded area, let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So how many parts are you going home with now all together? All right, you're going home with 5 parts out of 9. So you're going with 5 out of 9 parts of the cake. So you're going to go home with 5 pieces of the cake. Okay, so let's represent this 5 over 9 as the shaded parts. The shaded part, because they are shaded, I painted them, shaded parts. So what part of the cake will your friend what part of the cake will your friend be left with? Okay, so we are representing the one your friend will be left with the unshaded parts. So let's count the remaining unshaded parts here. The ones that are plain, that I did not paint, those ones are the unshaded parts. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So your friend will be having 4/9 with her. So that's the unshaded part. Unshaded. So whatever you are dealing with in fraction, you first and foremost know the total of the the things you are dealing with. Then the one you take out of it will now be a part of the whole of the number. So a part of the whole of what we have here is 5. Then the whole of it is 9. Okay, I have other examples. Okay, we are dealing with this small circle. We call it bottle cover here in Nigeria. Okay, so I have how many with me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 here. Okay, so I want to give free out to my little boy to do his mathematics classwork when he comes back from school. So I picked out 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 4 here somewhere. So how many did I remove out of this? Originally we have 11. Okay, so how many did I remove out of 11? I removed 4. So how are we going to write it? It will be 4/11 because I removed 4 out of it. And I also want to give my little girl 3 out of it. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I'm returning this. I'm giving out 3 out of it. Okay, so I'm giving out also 3 out of the 11. 3 out of 11. All right, so the remaining one will be for me. I'm having how many remaining? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm having 4 remaining with me. Okay, so that's for mommy. So I have 4/11. So looking at this now, who is going to have the greater part in this? The first rule of fraction is that when they have the same denominator, you don't have to stress yourself. Yes, you don't have to stress yourself. You just look for the one with the greater number at the numerator, and that is the greater one. So here we have 4/11, 3/11, and 4/11. So 4 out of 11. Everybody knows that 4 is bigger than 3, and 4/11. So the person going with 4/11, 4/11, those are the ones that have the bigger parts. Okay, let's look at another example very quickly. Okay, we have 5/8. We have 4/8, 3/8 here. Okay, so looking at this, who is going to have the bigger part? That is how to know the bigger part of your fraction. I'm saying it again. When their denominator are the same, you can see that the denominator are the same. They're from the same home, the same family. They are triplets. 8, 8, 8. They are the same. So you don't have to budge yourself again or knowing the one that is bigger. Just look for the one whose numerator is the largest. And here, the biggest here is 5. 5 is bigger than 4. 5 is bigger than 3. So we have 5/8 as the biggest. Okay, is the biggest here. Alright, very quickly, so let us try and see another example that is a bit different from what we have here. Okay, we have 3/4, 4/5, and 7/10. So here you have to determine which is the biggest here. Okay, anyone can say 7/10 because of the denominator is part. Anyone can say 4/5, and anyone can say 3/4. But we can't just assume until we, get a common ground that is binding them together. So if I were you, what am I going to do? Alright, what are those numbers that 4 can go in, 5 can go in, and 10 can go in? So here we are looking for the lowest common multiple. Alright, so what is that number that all these denominators can go in? I'm giving you 5 seconds to do that. Look at it very well. Alright, you got it. 20. Okay, 20. So 4 can go in 20 how many times? 5. Alright, so 5 times 3 gives us 15. 5 can go in 20 how many times? 4. So 4 times 4 gives us what? Oh, good. You get it. 16. You got it. Then 10 in 20. How many times can we get 10 in 20? Okay. 2 times. So 2 times 7 gives us 14. Okay. So here, what we're going to do now is that we're going to share them back to their parents. Okay. Don't rearrange them. If you rearrange, you might end up getting the wrong answer. Okay. So just leave the question as it is, arrange it as it is, get your LCM and break them down. So again, before we arrange them, 20 divided by 4 gives us 5. 5 times 3 is what? 15. 20 divided by 5 gives us what? 4. 4 times 4 gives us what? 16. 20 divided by 10 gives us what? 2. 2 times 7 gives us what? 14. Okay, so let's take our answers back to the parents. So here, this one is 15. Remember to put the LCM over 20. 4 over 5 is still the same thing as 16 over 20. Okay, and 7 over 10 is still the same thing as 14 over 20. Good. Alright, so if you have to choose among all these numbers, we have to choose the smallest one. So we are arranging from the smallest now to the biggest. So if you have to choose from the smallest, we have grouped them 20 by 20. 20 here, 20 here, 20 here. Now, one thing is binding them together. Let's assume now this is Nigeria, okay? And this is Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo, okay? And what is binding us together in this country? It is love. And that love is the LCM that we use. That's the 20. Alright, that's aside. Okay, so which is the smallest here and which is the biggest if you have to choose? Okay, so from the smallest, if you have to give your younger one the smallest, give your other sibling a bit of grown up, the other one, how will you arrange it? Alright, this is for your last one. Okay, then we have 3 over 4. And the last one, the biggest one, is 4 over 5. So this is our final answer. Okay, so just look at the smallest one, correspond it with the parent's number. So the parent's number, which is the smallest, is 7 over 10. You write it out. Then the next one is 15 over 20, and the parent is 3 over 4. And the last one is 16 over 20, which is the biggest. You know, we are arranging from smallest to biggest. Alright, so we have 4 over 5. So that is how we arrived at the answer. Alright, thank you for joining me in this episode. So a very quick one. Let me quickly give you your homework, because I'm going to mark the next time I come up. Alright, so number 1. What fraction is larger? Okay, so between 1 over 6 or 2 over 9. Alright, then question 2, arrange in descending order. Okay, so we have 1 over 2, 5 over 8, and 7 over 12. Then C, which is almost similar to what I shaded here. If 5 over 6 of a shape is shaded. Alright, what fraction is unshaded? Alright, so in my next class we are going to solve this homework together. The first one says, what fraction is larger, 1 over 6 or 2 over 9? So you tell me the one that is bigger. Arrange in descending order, 1 over 2, 5 over 8, 7 over 12. You arranged for me. Then if 5 over 6 of a shape is shaded, then look for the part that is what? Unshaded. Thank you for tuning in to this class today. I hope you've learned 1 or 2 things. In my next class, I'll be introducing you to how to add and subtract fractions. Until then, I still remain Miss Mo. Okay, always be a good person at all time. Be of good behavior, even if no one is there. Until next time, bye bye.